What's up, everybody? Hello, hello. It is actually our first official Thursday Night Live of the entire year. Thank you guys for being patient. As you guys can see, we have we've got a brand new, brand new opener for you guys. Ray did an awesome job. Ray and Brian did an awesome job getting everything settled for you guys. If you guys haven't noticed, currently the quick word and tomorrow's forecast, they have both been pre-recorded. Reason for that is things haven't been fine-tuned yet, and they also have new intros and things like that. So Ray needed time to make sure that he could get all that worked in and edited correctly. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be pre-recording that for the next little bit until we can get that kind of worked out to where we can just schedule it and go with it. But new year, new us, I guess. I hate that fucking expression, but apparently here we are. If you guys didn't know, our Thursday Night Lives and our Tarot Night Lives are 100% 18 plus.
Let me see if I can find that.
So that, because I didn't see the ticker. So
I found it, guys. This is what happens when Raymond doesn't help us with the technology.
Okay, now it says it itself that it is not an 18 plus, or it's not an 18 plus show.
Yeah,
it is a NC-17. Now it is an 18 plus show that we do every Thursday. So language is going to be a thing, and a lot of the times, even though we try to be on the lighter end of things, for those of you who are new to our live streams, we try to be on the lighter end of it, but a lot of our topics are usually pretty strong in the mental health area, in the spiritual health area, and sometimes some deeper subjects concerning certain traumas that people may actually endure. So quote unquote trigger warning, this is an 18 plus, and we do talk about some serious shit, even though we don't take ourselves seriously.
Starting strong. Just as a reminder, before we jump into this tonight, we are not medical or mental health professionals. The things that we are discussing are based off of our own research and our own experiences.
Yeah, so this month is more about some ideas and perspectives as far as things that you can do to keep yourself emotionally fit, because it's not just about, it should be about, and I'm definitely not the poster child for this, but it should be about being healthy in both body and spirit, body and mind. But we're going to be going through a little bit of things, and we talk a lot, the mechanics talk a lot about self-maintenance and being able to do your self-care, your homework is what we usually call it when we're working with clients. Hey, I got some homework for you, go and do these things, give it a shot. And we don't really explain in great detail what it is that we mean by that. So that's what tonight's topic is, as far as personal care, being able to have tools at your disposal to take care of yourself, specifically your emotional and mental health. And there are 4 things that we're going to go over. So the first one that we're going to go over is affirmation. Who knows what affirmations are?
Tell us in the comments. And bonus points if you list out one of the ones that we typically assign as homework.
While you guys are coming up with what an affirmation is, self-care is very important. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not exactly the poster child of doing so, I am very bad about taking care of myself. I'm more apt to take care of everybody else and let myself wither. Um, as has been evident over the last 2 weeks, where all I've done is sleep.
It's been a vibe, man. Yeah. Things we do catch up with us.
100%.
So
The idea is to be ahead of the curve and to be able to stop and take that moment and go, this is starting to get to be a little too much. I've got a little too much on my plate. I'm not going to be able to finish it. I've got a little bit too much stress. I really need to calm down and sort through it. I've got a little bit too much physical strain, depending on what's going on. I probably need a little bit more rest. It's self-care and self-maintenance, as we call it, is literally all about making sure that you can be okay with where you're at, be mentally fit, and be able to physically endure as far as, all right, we're making it through the day, we're going. It's not a wing and a prayer. We're moving on our own power. It's not taking 30 gallons of coffee and praying to Jesus every second to make it through the day. It's all right, we got this going, let's get it done.
We've got quite a few affirmations in the chat at the moment, but Linda Donaher said it's positive self-talk.
Yes. I mean, seriously, for lack of better phrasing and everything else, it's literally what it is, is positive self-talk. One of the worst things, and it is honestly one of the worst things that the human condition sometimes forces us, but we wind up literally just falling into that practice, is negative self-talk. If you actually stop and listen to how it is that you refer to yourself, or the way that you actually have your inner monologue, some of you with certain forms of ADHD or autism, dialogue, because you're actually talking to yourself. But when you actually start to listen to the way that you talk about and to yourself, you're going to be surprised how honestly awful some of the comments that you have really are. And it may not seem that way at first, but those conscious nagging kind of comments of, well, maybe I just don't deserve it. Well, maybe I did bring this on myself. Well, maybe I am the bad guy, or I should have done better, known better. I should have been the superhero that stopped the bullet train from plowing into that building full of puppies and children. It's literally a situation of, are any of those things actually true?
Or were you actually able to do any of those things? Because that's actually where most of mine come into play is, well, I want to do all of these things. I want to be this person, but sometimes it's very easy to forget that rest is not a 4-letter word. I mean, it has 4 letters, but it's not a 4-letter word. Fuck, it's a 4-letter word.
It is indeed.
No, it's the intrusive thoughts that essentially start to build your ego. And I know we talked a lot about ego last year. It's not the typical bravado in this case that we're referring to. It's specifically the shadow of yourself that is telling you these things because you've compartmentalized and buried them. And then it's created, for lack of better words, your own internal monster. True. It's one of the main building blocks of emotional attachments. And that's why this month's topic is so important.
Yeah, because the ego itself, and we're going to get into the affirmation thing here in a minute. The ego in and of itself is an important thing to have. It's an important thing to utilize. Notice how I'm putting that. It's an important thing to utilize. It's not healthy to rely on that to the point where you become that. You can use an emotion like pride to get you up to where you need to be. It allows you that moment of empowerment so that you understand that you can stand on your own. But staying in a moment of empowerment starts to get to a point where you belittle other people and you find yourself feeling superior in situations where you definitely aren't. Or you start to lose yourself to the facade. The mask is no longer a mask. It becomes that whole situation, as far as psychoanalysts actually analyzing Batman. It's the whole idea of which one is the actual character. Is Batman the real person or is Bruce Wayne? And you start to pretty much get into that situation where you can't tell the two apart. And it can literally lead to some severe identity crises. It can break down your self-esteem when you have that realization of, I'm not this person after all. It can pull the rug out from under you and make you stall. But what the ego actually is 100% is it's created to protect the quote unquote id, the inner person, the person you actually are. The ego is a severely exaggerated form of that. Quick, make yourself look bigger so predators don't attack you. The ego is a defense mechanism. So what affirmations do is they start to break down that negative self-talk. And as they break down that negative self-talk, they start to ease the ego. We're not pacifying it. We're not giving it what it wants. We're telling it to back off.
It helps you start to actually rewire your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Because your brain goes, wait, but no, that's where I was going before, because this is the pathway that I've had channeled for X amount of time, all of these years, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it actually helps bridge the gap and give your brain a different way to go as far as thinking. So positive self-talk, I mean, hell, they've even shown it with plants.
Mm-hmm.
If you talk to your plants in a very positive manner, they grow better despite the conditions that they may or may not be in. They can go without water for extended periods of time. They can go without sunlight just because the positive words are actually infectious at that point and they help grow. So why wouldn't your brain do the same thing?
Mm-hmm. Anything that is living has the ability to actually receive positivity and negativity, because everything communicates through energy. And not to sound new ageist over this, but it's the truth. Everything communicates through energy. What is energy but wavelengths of light? And everything experiences light in its own way. One of the main things is the quote unquote light waves that are produced when you are connecting to something in a positive way are literally the same across the board. Positive energy does actually exist when it comes to positive energy. So just the same as you would be kind to a stray animal, or you would be kind to someone in need, or you would be kind to your plants and animals at home, you should be able to be kind to yourself as well. And daily affirmations are an important part of that. And what makes it really great is they don't have to be heavy. They don't have to be severe. They don't have to be, 9 paragraphs long of an affirmation. Most of the ones that we give you guys are 3 words apiece. I am blank. And the reason why is it's simple, it's short, sweet, it's to the point. There's no way that it can be mistaken or misinterpreted. So has anybody mentioned ones that we give out?
Yep.
Okay.
So actually catching up on comments for a second too. Shout out Mike. And I did actually put the comment up. he tossed out, I am worthy, and that was actually the first affirmation tossed out.
Good shit, man.
Shelly, I'm just going to go through all of them, but I will point out a couple that are ours, but that is one of our main 3. So good job on that one, Mike. You get a bonus point. Woo! Woo! Shelly said, I'm good enough.
Mm-hmm. That's another good one.
Mm-hmm. And Mike said, today will be a great day.
Yep.
And Mike tossed out, I will overcome.
Yep.
And then what? And then Russ actually did toss out, it's one of the ones that you say all the time, but it's still an affirmation in its own right. Be the change you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
See.
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
Mike said, today I won't let blank interfere with my happiness.
Very good.
I mean, you did say, I feel called out. 30 gallons of coffee is my nectar.
As I've been literally, I outed myself.
You want the other coffee?
Careful. I might.
But Bridget said, think to yourself, would you say that to your child? Because if not, don't say it to yourself. You'd never tell your kiddo they don't deserve happiness, for example.
Sure.
And Mandy said they actually can rewire the neutral pathways in your brain with time. That's one of the things that I love about affirmations is it's something so simple that you can do each day that can actually rewire your brain.
You can physically, with words, you can physically retrain and regrow certain neural pathways in your brain. It's the coolest shit in the world. Don't tell me physics aren't real. But yeah, and it's stuff that's easy. Like you can really see the difference. One of the things that I love to do, and this is, throwing out the sadist card in my particular repertoire, but one of the things that I love to do is have someone repeat one of our big 3. I am healing, I am worthy, I am loved. Those are our big 3. 3 words apiece. I love literally going through those with somebody and watching them twitch. The reason why, and there is a reason. The reason why is it's literally their brain giving a physical response saying that what they are telling themselves is wrong. So when you say something like, I am healing, and you get that, that weird cringe or that chill or, that squinched face, or you start to draw into yourself, it's literally your brain going, but that's wrong. That's dangerous to think that way. What's outside the door? We can't go out there. There's doorknob and shit. We can't go out there, though. It's scary out there. We stay here.
That's the out. Fuck that.
We have to stay in the inn to be safe. And
the inn is a comfort zone. Cough, cough, cough.
Cough, cough, cough. But that's the whole thing. But as we work with the person in real time, and we have them say it again, we say it with them. We're there with them. We say it with you. And it goes from being a question, because that's something else. Someone will get or shake their head, or, start giggling, or, shiver and all that other thing. And it'll always be a question at that point. I guess I'm healing. Am I healing? I am healing? There's a question mark at the end of it, where the brain is going, no, but maybe, sort of. That one's saying it. Why are they saying it? Then as the person begins to say it and they start to relax and they start to vibe with the fact that they are actually okay, they are healing, they are worthy, they are loved. When they start vibing with that situation and they calm down, it goes from being a question mark to a period at the end of that statement. It goes from being a question to a full ass boundary. It is a statement. This is what's going on with me. And you can see actually physically in real time that person change with just a few minutes going through 9 words. It's the most amazing shit in the world.
One of the things that I find that's really cool is we'll get clients that the ones that you think are going to be the difficult ones for them to say are not.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, that's a plain statement as it is.
Oh, I know this.
I believe this. It's like, awesome. Then you get to the next one and they're like, oh, it's okay.
I don't know if I can, I don't know if I believe that. It doesn't matter. We're going to say it again.
Yep. Because if you can believe one part of that, you can believe all 3 parts of that.
We say those particular ones, and this will be closing up on this particular part of this. We say those particular ones on purpose. It's because they make a statement, a complete sentence, either forward or backward. If you say them in any fucking order, it still makes the same statement. You can't fuck it up. It's idiot proof. There's not a lot to have to remember on it either. I am healing because I am worthy of it, and I am worthy of it because I am loved. I am loved because I am worthy of it, and I am worthy of it because I have chosen to heal. It doesn't matter which way you say it. If you mince the words a little bit, if you add words to it, doesn't matter.